If police walk up on the air, what?
Banditry.
Where one?
Now walk up to we and queue. We didn't know who he was. Well, they're good, yes.
I did it just like this.
And them selling that?
Yes. I feel like I could have all of the same grocery buy it.
I tell you, is there anything you could buy in this country?
But how?
So anyway.
So yes, I think we should take a pause and make sure the anthem play because you can't enter inside this space tonight.
Yeah.
And then acknowledge. So DJ, on the outside.
Give me the anthem.
Give me the anthem real quick, please.
Give me the
Hey guys, so this is the actual recording. Culture Don't Close Down, Culture Don't Fall Out. Written by Mr. Ronald Ford and sang by yours truly.
You never know when a comedian serious or joking. The country was shocked to see Harold Beerback crying. People thought he was filming a new TV episode. We cultural archives was heading in a dark hole. How we value the works of those who contribute. For my cultural expression money can't substitute. The images will remain embedded on my mind. And for my culture I'm reflecting all the time. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. It's a continuum between generations. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. That is how we just pass on tradition. To protect the archives of my people's expression. To save the soul of this great nation. Our people's culture keeps them strong and provides stimulus to carry on. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. The will of my people make the bailiff pack up and run. If my dreamy Patsy was wrong and still walking, she would have the bailiff on their toes running. Just would have hit them licks in one of the episodes. Bona said Rose would have ring she better get them blows. Thanks to the generosity of the people of TNT, they say the cultural works of my country. Bassy Henville must be feeling so proud of we for protecting and saving Gaia TV. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. For a few dollars you can't tell culture close up shop. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. It's Western TV, you want me cheer on to watch. What's wrong with seeing people on TV looking like me? You culturize my children with Bert and Ernie. Our people's culture can only be about money. Seeing yourself on TV brings a different energy. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Philomena would have beat them with you bucket and mop. Lang, 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 If Mr. Roscoe was in the mansion that fateful morning, that is where the archives would be storing. Kailash Lady would have come bushy things in the kitchen. Sprang along would have give them a good tongue lashing. It's a serious lesson that the country learned. Your cultural archives must have a permanent home. By the evening they had to leave Gaia TV alone. The power of the people paid off the loan. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Monetizing cultural assets could be rough. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Tell them financiers never all we bluff. It's not easy to foreclose on a people's legacy. To trade their heritage for some small money. Cultural contributors must be turning in their grave as they try much room and start as a platform to perform. How we cultural legacy would have carry on. We thank Errol Fabian for standing strong and reaching out in the time of need and desperation. Thanks to the people for their contribution to the Gladiator TV on its way building back strong. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Gladiator TV on its way back to the top. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Culture could only stumble, but it will never flop. From the Ganges and the Niles emerged chutney. Calypso evolved from the brutality of slavery. The Spanish influence parang for all and we. And the English Privy Council is still with we. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Displacing the archives is a recipe for this unity. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Dang, 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 hey. Hey, hey, where you going with that? Culture don't fall out. You, hey, I pay the money. We pay with money.
Yeah? Yes?
Nice it in, yeah. Nice it in.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Who voted the anthem to change is what my question.
Who voted? The viewers.
Who voted?
The viewers.
Yeah, the neighbors.
Yeah, the neighbors.
We don't have viewers here. We have,
Neighbors. The neighbors. The neighbors.
we have
Well,
neighbors
the
here.
voice of the neighbors.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Culture don't close.
I have that has always been a strange. The when they say voice of the people, and they say the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Yeah.
I've always had an issue. Yes. I mean, just for banter. Just, you know. But I've never agreed with that statement, the voice of the people is the voice of God. That's not maybe the people's voice can be wrong. That's not maybe people's voice can be wrong. So if they get it wrong, that was God's voice?
You alright?
You
You alright?
Who is that?
Well, say what you want to say now.
Mama
The
talking.
man come there. You see what you do? You go, who is that?
Who is that? Who is
Yeah,
that?
traffic police.
I think my mic was muted. Hear me now!
We-
Hear me now!
Were you walking traffic
Rest
branch?
of this day.
You see the man doing so? Are you
Culture don't close.
me driving? Nobody
But I
else
like
does.
this song though.
Yes, yeah. That Eunice? That Eunice?
Yeah, I like
Eunice,
this song.
big up.
I
I like it.
I like
She
this
come
song.
real good
Eunice!
with that one.
Big up, girl. Big
Yeah,
tune.
she come real good with that one.
Big tune. Culture don't close down.
Don't fall
That's
up.
supposed to.
No,
That's
you
supposed
go
to.
close down.
It's just that we slack with you one in this country.
Yeah.
So what's going on, boy?
Get a nice.
Right there, no?
Had a long day. A little tired. And
Had a long week.
You had a long week.
It
But the
was
week now
it was
start.
a challenging
The week
week.
now starts only Wednesday.
No, last week to this week. We have a week Tuesday
Yeah,
to Tuesday.
it's only Wednesday. The week now starts.
Tuesday to Tuesday is a week for us.
Oh,
It's the week that we come in here.
Who's us?
Well, the Davos, when we
The
come in
Davos.
Oh,
here.
they say us. I
But
don't
today
know.
now
I don't know
Wednesday.
who was the us. I'm just trying to figure out who was the us.
We reach Wednesday.
Yeah, that's next one.
Sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
man.
But I thought we reached Wednesday now, boy. You know. I thought it's Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. I sorry.
You know, I had something
just
since last week on the show, you know, I didn't get time to show it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Some
something.
bacchanal thing.
Yeah, no, it was
Lord.
supposed to.
Like we had to start the show with a bacchanal.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm saying
The
I'm putting
bacchanal.
fellas.
Bacchanal.
I see got a light of fire in the people.
Yeah. But we had the other video that we didn't get to show.
Which one is that?
Yeah, boy.
Which one?
Tie up.
Yeah.
Tie up, man. You man don't get tie up.
We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't
That
show
is
it.
true.
But you get real tie up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get tie up.
No, he's
The man-
a jiffy right now, you know. He's a yeah. People don't listen. Begonias
Yeah,
don't
boy.
stick.
No, they don't stick. They don't stick at all.
They don't stick.
They make a drift with it.
At one time,
My word.
no crime.
I want to know who this be doing them things so fast, you know. Who it is?
I think it's an app. They have a little app, and people who feel it, there's just one time.
But,
It up inside it.
like we take over this meme thing.
Yeah, quick.
No time at all. I set a idle tricky daddians. I tell you.
Oh
I
God.
tell you.
So what's been happening, fellas? I see all the trainer kind of old talk in the chat here earlier, and I was like,
I watching. Nah, I just watching scenes. I mean, just observing what taking place around the country. Hey,
A lot is going on.
we have
around
some
the
folks pop there. Yeah, are they? Listen, Trini, are they?
Are they asking me what happened?
Yeah, man.
I want short pants today.
Oh.
Yeah, I decided to take it. I've been it a little bit.
Oh. Well, I do short pants already. You do short pants. Your turn now. No problem.
You do your thing. You do your thing. You
In
do
the
your thing.
backyard, you know. A backyard jam, something. I'm looking for the thing, but.
Orange just now. Excuse me. Nice. So I said, let's drop something into.
Oh yeah, boy. You see that?
You see?
That one. No, that one with Dominic.
What kind of
Calipas.
group
Calling
quality
each
is
other.
that? What kind of
I'm
group
sorry.
quality is
I'm
that?
sorry. my
So you just want a group we right here?
I don't
sit down
understand.
there?
I want to know.
Oh, we sit right here. You want the group
The
call
phone
too?
too small.
Well, a wicked, yes.
If you talk loud enough, you go here.
Yeah, boy.
Fallon, boy, my boy Fallon.
Fallon.
In the house, neighbor. Yeah, what that post I chopped there with Dominic Calipas. I was following him on IG now.
Dominic
He
Calipas.
does have some real interesting things. So that one, I just find it was
So Dominic have a little.
jovially interesting.
No, but he has something.
He has a page. He have a page on.
That he interviews people.
Not a
too?
page. No. He just have his oversee that page. Your profile on IG.
Right.
And so you just post
Yeah,
historical stuff.
a little channel something. that he
Yeah,
would
you
use.
just post historical stuff. I'm real interested. What I like with this one is that let me pull it up. It's just one word that catches me. This is a line. I should have sent it Peter for you, but that's all right.
I'm sending it for them.
Yeah. So this is a line engraving depicting British explorer Sir Walter Raleigh between 1552 to 1618 as he led a raid on Trinidad in 1595 and captured the Spanish governor Don Antonio de Berrio. I don't get my Spanish thing in it. Anyhow,
Get a roll
long
here.
story- so apparently he came to Trinidad looking for the
Sir Walter
great
Raleigh.
city of El Dorado.
Yeah, they were
Right,
looking
looking
for
for gold.
Eldorado.
Right.
And he ended up falling in.
They right up the road there?
Yeah,
He
and he
missed-
ended up falling in Labray. At the
Right.
time, of the common of the Gulf of Paria. And he ended up falling by the Pitch Lake. So, but here is what catch me. Pick two, so it's two pics he posted. One of them was with a stamp. And here's what they say. Pick two shows that Trinidad posted stamp. No, not that one. Sorry, I missed it. When sailing across the Gulf of Paria, he reportedly smelled tar because his boat was leaking and stuff. And he put onto shore in Terra de Bray, which is La Bray. The indigenous inhabitants led Raleigh to the Pitch Lake. And he realized this substance was good for cooking his ship, so. He took several barrels home with him and has been since credited with discovering the lake. So the indigenous people led him to the lake. Them didn't discover it.
No.
But he discovered
But
it.
he discovered it. Yeah.
And he celebrated
And
today.
he celebrated too.
But you know what I'm saying, man? And the thing is how we soak up that.
Yeah.
You know
Oh, he found our lake?
yeah. Like Columbus
found
discovered
our
Trinidad
lake.
and Tobago.
That's how it does go.
No, but there's a part with that. I don't know what I learned get in school. No, I clearly remember when the whole Columbus story was told to us in school. They clearly said at the end of it, he discovered Trinidad and Tobago for Spain.
Right.
Because remember, he represented Spain, you sort of thing. So, as far as the Spanish were concerned, here's a new land we found. Not that he discovered
Right.
in
And then,
blanket.
and then years after,
Yeah,
I remember reading, he rediscovered
yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I don't even know how they come
It
up with
came out to
rediscovered.
rediscovered. I read rediscovered
Yeah,
already.
I read.
In my dispensation, when I was going to school,
It said
I saw rediscovered.
How they what is that?
They
Yeah.
changed it.
Yeah,
They
he
changed
didn't,
it.
he
They
didn't
changed.
quite
They make a
discover it.
mistake.
Yeah.
They
It was
changed.
discovered before,
But-
then it got lost, and we rediscovered it
rediscovered
again.
No, but who discovered it first?
It was
Before-
covered with dust.
Yeah.
And he,
Oh,
he
yes.
dust it off.
Yes. I
And
say
he-
right,
he
I
go-
find it.
All right, well,
I
I
find it
rediscover
Trinidad,
Trinidad.
our whole country.
Yeah, that's how he did.
Yes.
So who discovered Tobago though?
So, well,
Yeah.
that's our next set.
Because like he missed Tobago and come
Yeah,
to
he missed
Trinidad
it. Yeah, he come
first.
to Tobago. He
We
just saw
passed.
Trinidad.
No.
Tobago wasn't part of Trinidad at the time.
We passed though.
I heard a man shouting something in the back there. Robinson Crusoe.
Oh, Robinson.
Hey, No, listen now. When they was filming, you know they shot a movie in Tobago.
With
With that same name,
Crusoe?
Robinson Crusoe. They actually shot the movie in Tobago.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true the story is, but I heard at the time you couldn't find Kobo in Tobago.
You couldn't find what?
Kobo.
Cobots?
Kobo. And for years, Tobago had
The
a
bird?
reputation about its cleanliness.
No, okay.
Yeah, if you look at the thing, it's clean, green, serene, whatever, thing. And so they carry some Kobo to Tobago
The carry
to
some-
shoot for the film.
Oh.
All them Kobo fly back.
The Kobo.
All the Kobo fly back. Because
Alright.
nothing.
All right.
They didn't negotiate
They
the
never
terms and conditions of the contract with
So-
the Kobos.
So here's the question.
What you-
right? No, I have a question.
Chuck your fire. No, go ahead and bring me the question.
Who caught the Kobos?
Boy, you make. I mean,
Wait.
you didn't see the one the other day, man?
Who?
You
Yes.
see me the
Yes.
Kobo?
Yes.
So you make Kobo.
No, yes.
Kobo.
Alan.
Wait.
Alan. You cannot say who caught the Kobo. Who hired the Kobo?
Well, who hired the men? Who?
See a man walking through down some
Eric,
place and have
if
the
you
Kobo
come
here.
to me,
Yeah.
I
you
need
say I don't have a contract. For you to catch some Kobos. They don't pick up plants on
All
the
them
side.
wildlife people and
You
they
don't catch Kobo for you?
There must be other people from the zoo to do that.
Hey,
Oh, you catching
you
Kobo?
contribute
Uncle Willie.
tonight now since you're here.
Rubber dub dub.
Rubber dub dub.
Hey, Robert Dub Dub.
Yeah.
Yo.
What's happening, Benjamin?
Uncle Willie, what's going on?
Hey, Eric,
Yeah, man.
you sure it's Kobo they carry?
You hear what I said? I heard.
confirmed.
I said I
It
heard.
is alleged.
Eric,
Yeah.
you can't home a pigeon, you know.
No, man, no go on.
It's pigeon, you know.
Nah,
When
man.
you let go pigeon, they just come right back to
Yes,
where you
they
let
do.
them.
Yeah, I know that.
Right, and I like the topic all you're going down there with.
Yeah, man.
And Alan,
Doctor,
you remember
Don't mind, right?
Shahwara
Because I find
Calico
this-
Columbus lie?
yes?
I see Michigan is the snow.
You could play that.
Christopher Columbus Live, we can look for that.
Nice.
Columbus Live.
Yeah,
Correct is right, Willie. You can do that for you.
Wait, where's that? Where's that?
Shadow, Columbus Light.
Columbus Live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
This battery
nice.
low, you know.
The battery low? They didn't
Yeah,
charge
yeah.
you for?
So Dominic does have some
Oh, they can
real
do
nice
something like
posts. He does have some real nice information.
Dominic Calipasad, he
Yeah.
was in media or something
He
like
still
that?
is. He still is.
Okay, good.
Really nice.
Which Calipasad is like a pillar in reporting or journalism. I say journalism, I mean television reporting
Yeah.
on TNT.
Yes, of course.
He was actually at one time the bar.
Yeah, the
He was
standard.
the bar. Yeah, he
When
was
you
the
say,
bar.
let's set the standard.
You
they're
didn't
like,
want to watch news.
Dominic?
Just sometimes
They have to come up. They come up.
when Dominic was not on news, you didn't want to see news anymore.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a
If
fact.
it was like news, that's
When
it.
news
We
was
lost
that, that's
news.
TTT.
Yeah.
There's a Dominic
Actually, and then
Calipasad
after and then
reporting for TTT.
sometime he was at TV6 and it was like,
He was by TV.
A lot of them just move around.
Yeah,
I
but-
mean, it's business, so you know they get.
but him on TTT.
Yeah,
was-
offer a
was-
bigger
You didn't
thing,
want to see
whatever.
news on the
Yeah, so big up to Dominic Calipasad, man.
Yeah, good
But
stuff.
he was a white man too?
Blacks. Rubber dub dub.
I think he did.
Alan,
How you going?
Morning.
be mommy here. How you
Yeah,
going, boy?
TV, man.
See how you going?
I going to see a number 1, number 2, and number 3.
We are here.
Are we inside?
Number 3 there.
We are
Here
here.
you all talking about Kobo.
I want to be number 3, eh?
Ma'am.
But I hear you all talking about Kobo, but I want to tell you something about Kobo when I was growing up, a young girl.
A young
Long
girl
time.
named Kubo.
Kobo used to find dead people for police.
Right.
Okay.
Kubo,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You're following
okay,
the Kobos.
you hear it on the news.
Somebody
Vultures,
listen.
they used to call them the vultures.
Oh.
Vultures led police to the dead person. Sometimes
Alright,
they find the
alright.
person,
Papa.
sometimes they don't.
Nice,
And on the
man.
Guardian, you'd see the next day, vultures used to the dead body of so-and-so person.
All right.
But you don't see Kobo nowhere to identify nobody these days because Kobo only in Silos down there.
Yeah.
When you pass in only Kobo, you see down in Silos, you're not seeing Kobo for the
Well,
long time.
the scrap iron dealers
Somebody
take the
tell
whole...
you that their dog, you see Kobo hanging over over the places where something dead down there, smelling it.
Yeah.
When you look, you see Kobo showing you where the dead man or the dead person is.
The scrap iron dealers take over now,
What
man.
a
They're
guy,
finding
Kobo
dead
like
people.
was like plainclothes black police long time.
Correct is right, TV man.
I sure y'all never heard about that.
No, I
Nah,
didn't
actually,
know
no.
that.
Nah.
Nah, I only know about the scrap iron men and them. I don't know about the coal.
Why does you already scrap iron people?
But them just find dead people.
Yeah, no, but
the man just find,
Kobo a long time to find that people.
Thanks so very much for sharing.
Old battery bag.
learn. This is what we just learn. You know?
Them I better than coal because them seen down 50 feet of precipice.
I don't know, you know. I don't know. I can't
He
call
make
that
it.
Marvin Gaye.
He make it.
You know that
That's
this man.
like a Marvin Gaye, but
It's not a Marvin Gaye. It's
a mask.
Alan.
a hybrid Marvin Gaye.
Could buy
Alan
that,
Gaye.
could buy that we have a mask now, you know.
That is
Have a mask.
2021 is a new thing, Alan Gaye.
It cover your nose, it cover your whole face, you could say.
Yeah.
Happy, yeah?
Just in case.
But be careful not become criminal just wear that. So be
No,
careful.
hold
Hold
on.
on.
It doesn't have the two hole on top. It is what it is. It's safe.
You have something resembling that of...
Right now, the bandits walking among we normal, you know. The glad, the
Alright,
glee.
I got to hear that. Bye-bye. God
Take
bless
care.
you all.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
God
Yeah,
bless.
boy, Kobo finding dead body long time, yes? Better than hire some Kobo in TTPS. Imagine you see a Kobo, what is your regiment? What you got there? What Kobo does go? You ever hear Kobo make a song? What Kobo does go?
I don't know.
That's just serious.
It's a big, heavy bird. How you hiring me
Yeah.
to catch a bird that is almost as big as me?
As me.
And then bird eating everybody and everything.
Yeah.
Was it zoo people? They probably hire. I mean, that's what they do. Can I think there's a whole.
You gotta research that. I need to get to the bottom of
Coming
this.
to think about it, I have been to Tobago on a few occasions and been to the beach, and I'm now trying to recall if I've seen Kobos.
Oh, you don't see it?
Nah, Tobago, I tell Tobago had a reputation for years.
Yeah,
what
you
it
don't
is?
About how
see.
they kept the clean, they kept the.
You don't see Kobos in Tobago.
They don't spoil Tobago, you know.
Oh,
A whole lot
Rubber
of
dub
people
dub,
say
Uncle
something.
Willie.
I said it. I said it already.
Rubber dub dub.
Already out there.
Doctor,
Yeah, nah. All you know, Kobo does only build nest when rain falling.
Yeah, I hear that.
and I didn't hear
I
that.
grew,
serious?
yes, I grew up hearing that.
Why?
Good. So when time your parents tell you don't play Kobo,
And
as rain don't fall, Kobo ain't looking to build no nest again.
Yeah.
But why
As
would
rain start to fall, Kobo looking to build nest.
Yeah, short memory.
And that is it. And when you hear that rain done, the dry season, you ever see a Kobo nest?
no?
Okay, you see all kind of bird building nests. You never see a Kobo nest.
And that's why I'm saying, how I Kobo the song?
How a Kobo the song?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't sure.
But that's why I'm saying, we don't know how I Kobo the song.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Duwaha! I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Duwaha! We don't know.
There was an incident some years ago, a couple of decades ago. The two fellas catch a kubo, cook it, and both of them dead. The meat poison.
Meat poisonous.
Poisonous, sorry. Thanks. The poisonous.
The Kobo itself, it's
Kubo. Yeah.
Well, I don't think the meat poisonous. I think
When I say poison, well,
there's
I mean-
something called the rime.
Nah,
If you
what-
don't know how to clean.
Nah, not like that. Nah, remember the
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing
yeah,
Kubo
don't know.
eating? No, what they said, no, it is poisonous to us.
He's the butcher, you know.
Yeah?
The man tell you.
No, he's
Sorry,
the
sir.
butcher.
Right, sorry.
No, he,
Nice butcher.
you is the butcher.
Yeah, I
Okay,
see.
so you gotta, you gotta submit to what you tell him.
Yeah. Well, you catch a cool.
I know what you right, and that like the missing man, the cool one thing, you know, that if you think
So
all that,
eating all the,
the bitter and all that kind of stuff. But nah, the meat itself was poisonous to them.
I'm having real hungry, boy. And outer
Because
options.
for that's some nice, I tried to
How
figure
does
for
that
years.
conversation come up?
You know, boy.
Hey, look at that bird, boy.
I really love you.
That bird real big, boy. I think you get real meat off of that
Say the
bird.
meat green.
The meat green?
Green, like green.
Now what meat? Green meat? I look like Hulk.
But,
You can buy the paw and let them pluck it for you.
I ain't so
We go let her clean it.
We're gonna let you
As
and
a-
probably chop
things
it
to
up
pluck
for you.
it, yeah.
Because I don't wanna,
Cow box, boy.
who go
Nah,
pluck?
I ain't
pluck
eating that.
Who plucking that? How you plucking that? No,
I eat
no.
all kind of thing, you know, but
No,
I eat that.
it ain't too far from turkey. It's like a turkey mixed with eagle. If you're still ready, it was a cross. It was a crossbreed.
Yeah.
It's like a turkey bird mixed with eagle. That is how I see this. You know what I was reading the other night? The other day on the news. And this will catch me, and this is what bothered me. Seriously bothered me. And he was talking about something like that. Rogue elements. Picture this. A man going to work to ensure that the prisoners in a line
Oh, God.
take up his bag, head to work, pack his lunch, and everything. Put the bag on the scanner to pass through the scanner. Everybody had to pass through the scanner. Put the bag inside there. A man working, he say, hey, someone looking right in the bone in the pal. Hey, you talking about our food. All right, we'll take out the food like you see it now. In the man bowl of food is a carefully wrapped plant-like substance he is taken into the prison as a prison officer, according to Uncle Lenny.
9 years service, I think, or 7 years. One of them.
Now, forget, just
Going down the
here's
drain.
the question. You're married, sir, with children? Even if you're married, you have children? You have bills to pay? You don't have mortgage and things like that? So, my thing is, how often you've been doing that? Because they went to the man locker, call the police, and they say, oh, we're going out to pal, sit down here. You understand? We go deal with this differently. Call the police, go in the man locker, they find a bottle that want to look like water, and they realize it's an alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
And they found also $15,000 cash.
And the same man locker.
According to Sprangalang, in cash
In the same man
in the
locker.
locker.
The same man?
The same man.
Well, he go get it from your wife.
So, well, he going to see wife? Well, according
He
to...
go get bail, but he
well,
go get it because
they-
she can't make a whole route. If he
Somebody
might take
called
a
it that time and say,
marijuana
well,
and
they had to
bring
go through a
it.
tribunal.
Plant-like substance.
They had to go through a tribunal and they show now. They show the bowl and they show, how it full up in the bowl. And I'm like, Daddy, how often you do this?
I mean, how often?
How often?
When they tell him they want.
And it was said that they've, of course, they're going to say things to make themselves look good. They've been monitoring this guy for a little while. I'm like, okay, I can't throw that as far as I could. I can't take that as far as I could throw that. So I can't trust it as far as I could.
So, but the thing is that you're monitoring him for so long.
Well, we don't know how
This
long.
is the
They
maximum
didn't say
security prison we're talking
exactly.
about.
They didn't say how long though. They just said they've been monitoring him for a little while now, and this time they decided to crack down on the kitchen.
There must have been some change in something.
Now that is what's and I'm putting on my little conspiracy theory hat now and saying, okay, it's quite possible that he's been accustomed to going inside there with these things, and he partner seeing the bag going and saying, oh, go ahead now, small thing, it's around 500 at the end of the day. You understand? Everybody's split the, you understand? I'm saying brethren is brethren is brethren is brethren. It's batch. When it's batch passing through, it's batch. And my question is, how now do we sit down here as citizens and trust the prison services now? When they, they just come out with these, with these, what do you call it? Broadcasts, when they catch prisoners and they do the sweep and all the phones and all the stuff that they discovered, how many of it is the responsibility of the prison officers bringing it in for them now? You see that little act bring the whole service into disrepute now?
Yeah, you reach real far here. We have to study as to why he would resort to that, because there's only one reason
Remember, you just gave me a story about a police officer.
he would resort to doing something like that, right?
Remember that time I was driving, I was giving you a story about a police officer, and I say, I think he was telling me, I don't know if he was in the car. They're saying, yeah, it was a batch of yours.
Oh,
And then when they realize, they say, how you get tied up
Yeah, wasn't that
alleged.
bad? Wasn't that bad, Chairman?
Well, somebody
Cool,
familiar with
was
your
alleged.
work.
Yeah.
Right.
It is alleged.
It was knowledge.
Yeah.
It was proper. It was sealed and
He
signed,
was,
sealed and
he was
delivered.
held for...
Signed,
No,
sealed
well,
and
you can say what
delivered.
they want, you know. Why are you saying it?
No, it's okay.
You can say what you want.
No, the
You're on
fact is,
TV, national TV.
yeah.
No,
But
no,
it's
I
there.
can
It's in
see,
the
I
public.
can see.
It was in the public domain.
Hopefully.
It
No,
was.
inside.
Inside still?
Inside.
We don't
Well,
know.
he was inside for a while, so I could talk with us. I mean, I will call him.
No, again.
But I think, yeah, so I asked
The question is if it's money. Is
oh, you get yourself type in that way. Man smile.
Let me tell you a
What you
secret.
gonna do, boy? You had to make a little extra.
Let me tell you a secret. Something I learned some years ago. Trinidad and Tobago, right? Defense Force, prison service, fire service, police service are amongst the lowest paid in the world.
No, we could argue that.
I know you can't
No,
argue.
there's
that
no
with me.
argument. No.
It have no argument.
No argument. No argument.
Hello.
There's the argument I have with that is concerned.
Let me hear.
The standard of living here is way different than the standard of living
It
elsewhere.
is way
Wait.
much more.
Wait. Because we can.
The standard of living here
Hold
worse
on.
than outside.
No, Daddy, don't say that. Wait.
Alan.
Wait.
Alan,
In certain countries, wait, I'm not saying that what they're doing is right. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that your theory is wrong. But I'm also saying juxtapose that now. Measure that against the standard of living here versus St. Vincent versus Grenada versus, and I'm not knocking any island, I'm just saying these islands where you have to pay 3 and 4 times more for gas, for electricity. The standard of living there might be different to ours here because we are highly subsidized in most of these things. So I'm not saying it's an excuse.
we were highly subsidized.
Well, gosh,
We were-
come on.
times changing,
Come on,
Alan.
spoiled child.
Times
Why are you being
change.
spoiled? But my point is, while we're saying that, we still have to, again, bring the other stuff in the balance as well in the conversation. So, yes, but one cannot necessarily negate the fact, sir, that in all these services that do we not necessarily, that these guys are not getting involved, do we not necessarily have an oath? Isn't that a kind of like a swearing in or a kind of oath or something in terms of service? Wait now.
Well, I want you to see
Wait now,
with
just
that.
asking.
Yeah.
And then this is like a public office in a sense too.
Yeah.
Right. What we have to address here is not just the salary, because I don't think if the salary increase, that crime will actually be dissolved. I cannot argue that. I do not necessarily support that theory. Because I think too, the major issue here, for me, is greed. It's greed. Plain and simple. I want more. I want more. Now, I could get more outside of my job through a lot of legal means. But I want more now. And because I need it now, I try to fix myself now because the opportunity is now. That's, to me, that's how I would measure it first. You understand? All the other factors in terms of bringing the pay, I think teachers here are underpaid, nurses here are underpaid, doctors, well, we know, 61 and a half a dozen next. But, no, I'm being fair across the board. I think that for what teachers have to go through, teachers especially in Trinidad and Tobago, my children came home in the first wave. Parents was actually apologizing to teachers. We are sorry because we understand now what we put on the through. We ignore all that, we tell all the troll on the bus. Teachers have been actually really sorely underappreciated. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, yes, we have these little ills, but my thing is, and the commissioner of prison said, that this guy will get the full brunt of the law. Because the challenge here is now that you brought other, your fellow.
You bring the whole service into disrepute.
Right, into disrepute,
Whole
but you also jeopardize your co-workers' lives. Because if I now see Eric coming in with a thing of weed, I say, Eric, where's that one? You're not supposed to bring it out here, what you see. You go through me on the bus. I'm actually now a material witness in your situation. you and that fella inside the cahoots, he organizing you outside there. Who do you go take out first?
Take the call.
Who go take? Listen to me. You see, you
Take
just
the
take the
call.
call. That this everybody can dip here.
Take
Don't
the
dip
call.
for nothing. Eat
I say,
alone, eh?
answer the people.
What going on there? Hey,
Rubber
Dub
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 Dub.
Dub.
Alan,
Doc, ma'am.
Alan, I now realize you have on a short pants.
Yeah, no, I try to learn something.
Nice legs, boy, your nice legs.
Stand up where the people
Wait
see your
now, no,
legs
let me cross
now.
it first.
No, don't do that now. Don't do that now. Here is not the place for that.
Thanks, TV, ma'am.
Put a spin, boy, yeah.
I said, let me pause for you a little bit. Yeah.
Let's take a commercial. Eh?
Let me explain you the outfit of Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen Austin, he has on a cap on his head, a nice
Well, you see.
blouse, short pants, his legs, beautiful legs,
And a cardigan, I have a great cardigan.
nice slipper. And then you're looking sexy tonight.
Thank you so very much. I tried something
Real,
different.
real nice.
You know, I want to
I
live.
don't realize you have on a short pants.
I want to live this set tonight. That's it.
Anyway, keep it up. Keep it. Yes, Mr. Potterspade. Yes, Mr. Potterspade. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Thank you. She got Mr. Porter-Speed. Thanks for giving to me, Mom. Bless you. She said, Mr. Porter-Speed. You're trying to line up that song for Willie, Christopher. We have that song, Christopher. Columbus Life. Let us know if you find it. So we can play that. So, and that now transcends into all the other services.
But I hear what you're saying.
Well, let me hear your view on
No,
it.
no, no. I want to agree, but add something else. That may be part.
But greed?
Greed. Many cases, not greed. In many cases, is a case of just trying to measure up to a false lifestyle.
Measuring up to a false lifestyle.
Follow what I'm saying. All your friends have X, Y, Z. We use the only one without.
Okay.
You know, it's like the Joneses kind of scenario.
Right.
So you want to be in that circle. You can't afford it, but you have to find the money somehow because you need to have one like them. Because you're looking that kind of way, they find they're watching that kind of way, the jealousy thing, all that. Sometimes that plays a factor too. So you take a chance, hoping you don't get you. Sometimes it might be a one-off and you get catch that one time. You really didn't plan to make it a lifestyle, but you just find an opportunity to say, but nah, boy, this might be my opportunity, but I could think. I've seen cases like that.
I don't.
No, I'm telling you, I've seen cases like that. So not all of them is a case of just greed.
Well, isn't that necessarily a different type of greed?
No. I don't see that as greed. No,
Yes,
I don't see that as greed.
of course, Eric, yeah, was not contented.
That doesn't mean you're
That is-
greedy. There's a difference.
Come on, Eric.
No.
You're stretching your hat where your hand can't reach.
I don't see
That's
that
a
as
different
greed.
form of greed.
Greed to me is when you have, but you have enough,
But you want more.
but you
Oh, yeah.
still want more. You see, like, all right, for instance.
But
no,
some
let
people-
me show you
some
greed.
people actually
No,
argue
no,
that is not greed.
no, let me show you greed. They give a full plate of food. You
Right.
know that will fill your belly. But
Right.
just because you see somebody else come with something different, good, I want a piece of that too.
Right.
As
Okay.
opposed to, all you have is a little cupcake in your hand.
I'll call
But-
that type of greed
But I'm not
craviciousness. You're
greed.
being cravicious.
Well,
Let's call that-
still, no problem.
Right.
But the thing is,
you want more
The
because
thing
you're
is,
seeing this.
you have enough to satisfy your need. You have
But
enough
then
to
there's a
get you
different
basic
type
need.
now where I want what he have.
Nah, that's not greed.
No, I have mine
Yeah.
and selfish.
Greedy for somebody else.
Remember, there's a root for greed.
Yeah.
It's a selfish type of thing. It's really self-serving and it's selfish. Well, that's what selfish, self-serving and it's selfish, right? It's about self. So me now catering only to me and I turn into what I want.
Right.
And I do it by any means necessary.
Right. Yeah.
You understand? Again, stems from that selfish and
Yeah.
self-serving.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? Aspect.
Yeah.
So personally, if you see that your friends have and you don't have, and they want to fit in with the Joneses, they want to keep up with the Joneses, and they want to fit in with the crowd, and they're thinking that the best way to do it is again, it becomes more self-serving because you want them to see you in the way that they are.
Yeah.
So it's self-serving. You understand? And to me, I understand that that is a part of the whole mix. Yeah. People just do it for different reasons. And sad to say that you probably taking out one chance to do it and get caught.
It happened?
It has. It has. Or at least people would say it's the first time.
Nah,
But probably be the first time they get caught.
So you're saying that the salary they're getting is deserved?
Of course not. However, they cannot walk away if the salary is enough. You choose that salary, no pal. Is you right?
No, you
come,
you choose the job.
I applying for work here in the prisons.
What's your salary for the month?
Alistair, full stop.
What's your salary for
You
the
say
month?
all right, but
Average. What's your average salary for the month?
You want to tell him nation?
Average. You don't want to be
Not
correct.
enough.
No, give me a ballpark figure now.
But there's a big ballpark right there.
Give me
I
a
get a whole
I want
stadium.
an actual figure.
Not enough.
Give me an actual
just
figure.
say it's more than
Yeah.
And less
or
than.
less.
Or less
no,
than.
it ain't even
Yeah.
more.
Hold on.
But
hold
just
on.
say it's more than X.
Hold on.
It's more than 1,000.
That's not. It's more than zero.
Less than.
But less than enough. It's less than enough. I can tell you that.
What's the salary?
It's more
what's
than
the salary?
zero.
What's the
But
salary
wait,
of
just
a
now.
politician?
Wait
for the
just
month?
now. But wait, what?
What's the salary of a politician in this country for the month?
The average?
Yeah, average
I
salary
would say about 40,000, 35 to 40,000.
for a politician.
Yeah, members of parliament.
Members,
And it was
a
30
MP.
something. The last time, if I remember, was they moved it up to 30 something or 33,000. As a serving MP, the salary is about 30,000 plus as an MP. I will ask the next question. Go ahead. I will ask the next question. It have regular servants, public servants. That's just public servants. That public servants too.
I'm glad
That
you
making more
use the
money.
word.
Wait.
Because
That public
no,
servants making more money
the,
than MPs.
you use the correct word.
Regular servant,
Serving. Forget regular. Serving.
right?
Because police officers, they serve too.
But pal, you sign up for this work. Wait. Before you put your X by where
No,
before
I understand all that.
you stamp,
I understand all
they
that.
say
I'm not
the
disputing that.
salary you're going to make
Right. Is this?
starting off
Is this?
is X. Anywhere you're working, pal.
Right.
For in time you complain that it's not enough and you
Is-
have to steal, I have a problem with you. You could have leave
That's
the
not-
work.
I'm not saying that right, you know.
Wait, no, I know. But remember,
Right.
saying that in that space, when you already got caught with your hand in the
Nah,
cookie jar,
yeah.
wait,
That's-
there's no way justifiable.
Right.
Because you're in the work.
Right.
You say,
Right.
so don't come and talk, and nobody should come and say,
Right.
if you pay police officers or fire officers or prison officers more,
They wouldn't do the same
they
thing.
wouldn't have that crime.
So
I'm
then
not buying that.
How are we going to curb that now?
You see that fellow who get his hand caught in the cookie jar?
Yeah.
The full brunt of the law.
That means nothing in this country.
That I know, and that is where the problem is, son.
Right.
No.
So
that is exactly where the problem
the
is.
people who have the power to fix these things.
You know who are the power? Who are the power? Who are the real power here?
No, we know who are the real power.
Who is the who?
We is the people. We are the
No.
real power. Who are
Eric,
the real power?
Willie will say that, but that's not the problem, you
Who
know.
are the real power?
You know who run the country? I don't
Tell
even
me.
say politicians.
The government.
No, not even say the government. You know who run the country? You know who really run the country?
Who?
Lawyers.
Oh gosh.
Lo-
That's not
wait.
don't go
I'm
jail
going there.
there.
I'm going right
That
there.
whole next episode.
Lawyers. You remember the last thing we talked about we see with Vernon dilemma.
Vernon dilemma.
Right.
Right.
These guys are the ones,
Right.
one, that form the legislation of this country. And they form it understanding all the loopholes. It has happened too many times.
Right.
That's why we can't enforce or we can't have hangings and all these different things.
Nice.
Pratt and Morgan
Good.
and this and that.
So I am saying what I am. Let me tell you why I am saying what I am saying now. It's because we have a politician making $40,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a police officer making $8,000 a month.
Well, the average police officer I've been told is like a 10 grand plus.
Who?
allowances.
Wait, who
Nah,
you get
that's
that
not
from?
average.
Wait,
That
so
was-
it's the average. So it's the
Hey.
average. Hold on. What's the average?
Imagine, basic salary is $8,000 a month. Don't
Wait,
let nobody
and
fool
that
you
is
with it.
without, no, mind you.
That is everything.
Wait, pal, I do insurance for years. And I had
That's,
police
that's
officers.
before take home, man.
I had police. Come on, Eric. What the take home about? You know what the take home is be about? Your take home is whatever you surrender your payment to, you know. C-tax. That's that. yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo tax.
No, I talk about I talk about
your mortgage.
when they take out the standard.
your
Thing,
PAYE.
don't forget all of that. Yeah,
PAYE,
those kinds of stuff.
Right. Pay as you
Right.
earn. These kind of things.
That figure you talk about
That
is
is-
before even
Right
taking out all
before
of
you
that.
take out, when you take out that, it's
Right.
6,000.
But
something
nobody
you
in the
know,
service 10 years could talk that kind of talk.
But that's
More
not
than 5
average.
years. All right. So you want to say 5?
But that's what I said.
Let's
That's
go
what I
with
said,
the
not
average.
average.
Let's go with the average.
Right.
Let's go with the average.
Right.
The lifestyle of someone earning that amount of money should be what? What should the lifestyle of that person should be?
You can't
I
tell
can't
somebody
determine
how
that
their
answer.
lifestyle
I
would be.
can't determine
But
that.
I am saying,
I can't determine that. I
forget
won't.
that. What I saying is, if I am running a country, I am in charge of all these different services. And if I want betterment within the services, how do I curb that enthusiasm of putting the hand in the cookie jar? You saying raising the salary would not change it.
No, of course not.
So what do we do then?
The first thing to change that.
Tell them stop living beyond the means.
No. Strive. And try and live beyond the means.
Let me go down there
However
and
you want to
actually-
live. Wait, however you want to live. No problem. Here's my contention with that.
Let me hear.
If you get caught and your wicket's open, we stomp you. Stomp him out.
If you get caught, you
Don't
get
stop.
stumped out.
All right. I have a brethren, pal. I hope you're watching this clip.
Don't do with
I
that.
can't call him.
Don't call me man. name.
That's
Just
it again.
just
No, wait. I've seen.
You should have said you know a man.
yeah.
Right.
Then you say
So-
I'm a
Yeah,
bridge.
boy.
I
you know
say,
that.
yeah, you can say.
All your brethren, like,
You can see that. No, you can see that. Like,
Yeah.
you can see that. Say, Alan was that one. by the
Yeah,
way.
save yourself. Save yourself.
I didn't call him my name,
Yeah,
but
but save yourself. Save
I ain't
yourself.
calling him pad. I ain't calling him, right?
But give me the gist.
Wait. I ain't calling him.
Give me the gist and wait.
I see, and we went to school. See the fella doing the police and work. I said, hey, my brother, that nice work thing. I don't think he was married. He wasn't married. No children, he wasn't married. At least I don't think he have children. And he's been in the, he's been there.
Stigma.
He been there for years. Then end up in this hot water situation. Same thing I get partner. Like, and I see him, I was too embarrassed to ask him, where's that one chair? Bring it up.
Rubber Dub Dub.
Yeah, Alan,
Hi there.
there are women prison officers. Why you don't hear those things about the women prison officers?
Well,
But they
boy,
didn't get catch yet.
And they getting the same salary?
They didn't get
You
catch
hear
yet.
nothing about the women prison officers doing these things, so why
But they didn't get catch yet.
why do men have to do it?
They didn't get catch yet.
same question. The question is a fair question to ask.
Women do that? No.
No,
Women must
it's alleged. Why be alleged up here?
Women are not to do those things more than men.
We talking about two different prisons and two different
and
prison
women more,
lifestyles.
women more remember, you listen to me?
Yes?
Yeah.
Women would more remember the training that they got from small when their mother,
Hold this phone. You hold
when
this phone.
your parents send you by a neighbor for something, and you pick up something in the yard and bring it home.
Right.
When you bring that home,
Licks.
your mother asks you,
Where you get that?
I picked that up by Miss Allen when you sent me by Miss Allen for the thing. And you know, there's a stick in your bouncy right up
Yep,
Miss
yep,
Allen house
yep.
to put it back.
Right
where you
back.
get it.
Right back.
Right where you got it, you have to rest it down there.
Correct.
And it's right back home. So these are things some women, you know, they have this in them that they're afraid to steal and they're afraid to do this. But I am saying the women getting the same salary as the men, must be less. and you're not hearing the woman doing that. So why the men are
Begin less? I
Who
did
does-
again
who
less
does-
in my beginning.
Who does horn better?
Listen, to be mom chance, eh? This fella trying to get people in trouble here. I don't know what you trying to do.
Let me jump in. I want to jump in. I both are right, and let me explain why I say both are right. Come back to what we just discussed.
Right.
We look at two types of people. One who just greedy just because he just must have it regardless of what.
Right.
And the other one who just trying to be
Maybe
hung
trying to
something.
make her end meet.
Right. So I'm saying to all right, let me explain why. The point you're trying to make is, and I get that, and I'll agree with that, but here's why. Right now, there are people who not falling prey to that.
Right.
On the same salary.
Right.
Right? So on that point, yes.
Or they're afraid they get catch.
Right. So therefore, if you
No,
raise
they're
their
just
salary,
not falling.
they're just not on
They're
that.
just
No,
not on that. They're
No,
just not on that.
They're just not on that.
They're not on that.
They're just
They're
not on
afraid
that.
not.
They might have few.
They're not on that.
That watching cookie jar.
No.
So they're right. No,
No.
so they might
No.
be tempted.
And they're throwing it down.
They're tempted because, and they're fighting it. So there, if you treat them a little nicer, you up their salary, you give them perks, then you minimize the risk of something like that happening.
Right.
But on the flip side, you have those who don't care what you give them.
They want.
They
more.
still want.
They're looking fake. They
So
come
that,
first.
so
Them
in
is
that
personal.
sense, I agree that wouldn't change it. But then it's two
PH.
types of people they're dealing with.
Them is
So,
PH.
so
Police.
I'm saying, understand that there's different types of people we have in this. In the
Yeah.
thing.
Right, but it's
You have-
but you have to show the book of them money law when them
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
of
but you
course,
say no.
Alan, we
But
not
at the
dis-
same
we
time,
not disputing
at the
that.
same time, if giving a man an extra $200 on his salary will minimize the risk of he becoming
yeah.
one of them, it worth it.
Eric, how would that minimize it?
But that,
Eric, I understand the point you just made, but Eric, there's no
boy.
way I see that minimizing
We will
it.
get some. We will get some.
Not the more money. Give more money.
telling you.
But
I
I
know
want-
only for.
it don't have to be more. Don't have to be
Give
more
more
Dub
money.
Dub.
It don't have to be more money.
Yes, Rubber Dub Dub.
Yes, Uncle Willie.
Alan
Doctor.
and fellas,
Yeah.
I will preface what I'm going to say by making a statement. A satisfied need is no longer a motivator.
Right. Correct.
So good. Having said that, it goes straight back to what Eric said. If himself you give men more money on the pay, it will come a time that need has been satisfied, and they will find ways, or they will want to believe that, listen, you see this money, what are you working for? Some more. But then, what caused that? What is the genesis for that? So we have to come back from the beginning to upbringing, where your values are. That had to start from home
Right.
as to your values, your principles, what it is you will stand for, and
Yeah.
what you wouldn't, you're not prepared to accept. You understand? And some of these fellas and them inside there, their lifestyle,
Right.
because you cannot want to have more be pocket and
And
want to drink
champagne tea.
champagne. And some of these fellas and them, their lifestyle, they want to live like the Jew. So don't care what money they're working for. You understand?
Correct.
They cannot make ends meet. I will leave only with my mother always used to tell me, money does stretch, but it's not really stretching the sense of it stretching like rubber band. But it's how you use money.
Correct.
And how you apportion your saving, your salary, you will be surprised because sometimes two men working for the same salary. And when you watch what one accomplish with the same salary as opposed to what the next one do, it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks,
So,
Willie. Well said.
Look down and listen, fellas.
Correct.
Well said.
Nice.
So let me use myself as an example.
Like Willie for that.
Yeah.
Just come
So let
straight.
me use myself as an example. So I working out, right? Going through things, I'm paying my bills, handling my stories.
Don't tell we average
No,
salary.
no, no.
I gotta drop me home, but I ain't
No,
going to that.
don't fret. Right?
Or you could,
How we come to tell me your average
No, I
salary?
ain't gonna listen. Hear what I'm saying.
Right.
Hear what I'm saying. Right? So I get paid X.
Right.
Right? I'm making that do. But then somewhere along the line, I want to do more. You know, with my life, I want to think, I want to get this, I want to think, whatever. Along the way, I get offers. Now, come back to what you said about your values or your grow up thing, because of that. I learned to keep in my corner, don't handle people business, thing, whatever. Right? So I go on the road. But I get offers. So a man want to pay me a little money to do this. And somebody want to give me a little money to do that. And I study in the back of my head, you know, boy, if I get through that little money, I could really do this because that's something I want to do for the longest while. And all them things playing in people's head. And that might be the time. I said, like, let me take a chance. It's looking good. Boom, I get catch. I had no intention of becoming a criminal. You understand? And I'm fighting it all the time. So it's not to say that I had this mentality of just wanting to be wayward and say, I'm fighting the thing. But circumstances meet opportunity. And I say, boy, think. And men seeing that I'm grinding. And they say, they could give me a offer. I feel it go take. Boom, and a man offer me 5,000 to do whatever it is. That fella will fall for that. And they get catch. What does that simply mean? If I had the extra 5,000 coming in, whatever it means, it don't have to be on a salary, but understand what I'm saying? If I had that extra coming in, the chances of being tempted by those things would be less.
Eric,
it will not stop.
I hear that.
But I'm saying, all right, let me put it this way.
no,
Let me put it this way.
I have
Let
a
me put it this
question.
way. No, let me put it this way.
For the person
No,
that
hold
get
on.
caught
Let me put it this way. Your salary is 6,000 a month. Boom.
Right.
And they say, hey, you don't need all that money, think. And they said to drop your salary to 2,000 a month. Because we don't need the extra money. So drop their salary. Let's give them 2,000 a month. Take away 4. They don't need that extra 4. They could find a way to to work with the 2. What do you think will happen?
That's madness.
No, but what do you think will happen?
That is madness.
No, but what will happen?
Pandemonium.
In what sense?
Then go leave the work. Then go try to find ways to make ends meet.
Exactly.
Find back that
So it's just the
extra
reverse.
4.
Why?
To find
Because
back
they
the
don't
extra
have
4.
enough money
Question.
to do what they feel
So
they
the
need
fella
to do.
who had
Yeah.
this moral conniption, if you want to put it, sit down here doing this dilemma.
Yeah.
Studying if he just do this one gig,
Yeah.
got $5,000. He gets caught.
Yeah.
Didn't plan on getting caught. Later he said you get caught. With that person's moral standing being now compromised. He was good all the time. You know. What would he or should he now do in light of being caught, knowing that he didn't intend and he was wrong?
I know what you should do, I understand.
If you put yourself in that person's position, this is me.
Yeah. Take your licks.
I've been wrong before.
Right.
I've been caught in wrong before.
Right.
What I didn't do is say, nah, that's not me. But in these quarters, that is what is the prevailing circumstances after being caught. If you do that, and you can't say, well, I was wrong. It's me, standing in the need of prayer. Here am I.
Yeah.
I've done wrong.
Yeah.
And if one the other direction and say no, then you should be dealt with harshly.
Of course, I'm not saying no.
And to me, that again is where our problem primarily lies. Before we even start to talk beefing up the people and them salary, which is to me is a given that we must talk that kind of talk too. The first thing we have to look at is what goes on with these guys. A lot of police officers get caught in the wrong.
Of course.
How many of them, unless it's an outlandish wrong, my partner gets shoot. A good version of mine. A police officer draw a pistol in public and shoot at a car while he was directing traffic in Port of Spain. There was no threat
This is
whatsoever.
the man who directed traffic polygon.
The man was in the Port of Spain. There was a little jam up in, if I was Arpita Avenue. The man would direct traffic. Boom, boom, boom. The driver of the car had his music up so hard he didn't hear the policeman, wherever the case would be. But he was proceeding to go across. And the policeman said, hey, I'm here, stop! But the person driving on. There's no threat. People in public. He draws his pistol and fires at the car. It goes through the back and hit my partner in the back. Boom.
These are real stories.
How am I going to make it up? I ain't Googling nothing. Yeah. This is where it
In
coming from.
Trinidad?
Yeah, it's here in Trinidad. That's a lot of people.
So where is that officer
I went
now?
and checked, but guys, my boy, I'm sure he's still working. My partner now, come out, he get away with his life. Get away with his life, you know.
So he didn't
The
lose
system-
any, he didn't lose
No.
his legs and
They get treated his
Well,
lower
amen,
back
amen,
somewhere.
amen.
So he
I'll
was
give you
on
my
safe
I'll
space.
give you my
Amen.
theory
The
on that.
system said he's supposed to be compensated for that.
okay.
The police officer was wrong. He was, there was no threat, and the system, to this day, this happened in 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
To this day,
No compensation.
he's not been compensated.
By
In
the state?
2020.
By the state or the police
By the
officer?
state. By the state.
So if they carry
But
his
that
police
same
salary,
police
they
officer,
go
oh,
compensate
come
somebody.
off it, man. This is where these officers cost the state, and the state had to find the money to pay the individual.
All
No,
right.
no.
So the driver
You know,
did nothing
wait,
wrong.
you know who
The
assisted.
driver did nothing
Wait,
wrong.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
he-
asking questions.
yeah, but the driver not
Did he
responsible
do
for being
anything
shot.
wrong?
Of course not. Of course not. There was no threat. It's not a matter.
Stop.
There's no
And
threat.
you see,
Wait.
that's how you perceive the situation.
No, not a perception here, pal.
That is a
It's
perception.
Exactly what happened. No.
No, yes, I'm not saying it's not what happened, but you said the driver was not wrong. He was wrong.
For what?
Failing to obey the instructions of a police officer in uniform on the road.
That-
if I do this,
Bro, that is not
as
the
a police
case.
officer,
That is
and
not
you
the
drive
case.
off,
That was not the
I'm
case.
not saying I'm going to shoot
No,
behind you.
no, but that is it. That is very
Right?
wrong because.
But
you-
it already
when
started wrong,
ex-police,
Alan.
Ex-police. When should somebody draw the revolver?
Alan, it started
That's now.
wrong.
I ain't want to look in the direction, Alistair.
It
When
started
should one
wrong.
pull their pistol because a partner, a fella pass him in the car?
That's when he draw, when the man passed it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, he was in Port of Spain, directing traffic because again it's a little jam up, and people trying to pass. But this was not a case where he telling people stop, go, you come, you come, you come.
If
he
he's,
come out,
if
he
he's
came out.
directing traffic, he has to be doing that.
So
Alan.
forget. Let me not go to the nitty-gritty of this situation, right? Because they will.
The nitty-gritty
Your
is
perception
that
is
the
that
police
no,
officer
your
was
perception
wrong.
Yeah, but it's not just me. The state say he was wrong. So
Yeah.
wait.
So
if
the state, they didn't say the driver was wrong.
Of course, not, because he's not on trial. What he's on trial for?
I'm not saying he has to be on trial.
What is the driver on
But
trial
I am
for?
saying he was wrong.
But the driver was not on trial.
The driver was wrong.
The driver is not on trial.
He
yes,
has
son.
phones in his ears.
No, I didn't see he had phones in his
But
ears.
you said he was listening music
I
in his
said
ears.
He's listening to music in his car.
Right. So that
So
means
his
the AC was
music
on.
probably- No.
His
the
AC was up.
windows were down.
The windows were down.
Don't go into the nitty-gritty. You're
He
trying to
didn't
play-
see the police
You're trying
officer
to play
in the middle of
matlock
the
here. Don't play matlock.
Did he see the police officer?
You're
in the
playing
middle of the road?
matlock. Don't play matlock.
Did
Slow
he
down.
see the police officer?
You're playing matlock.
No.
You're
I am not playing
matlock.
matlock. You see,
Slow down.
Probably that police. They didn't get
The
lawyer.
driver,
That's your problem
Alistair,
there.
is not the one on trial.
But he was wrong.
Okay. For your sake, he was wrong.
In
So
the start,
he
he
should
was
have
wrong.
paid. So he
No,
should
you
pay.
see? Yeah,
the
yeah, where
fella
you
who-
reach.
I'm asking.
You reach
so
a different
how he
line.
reached? So how
I
he
am
reached the top?
saying,
How he reached the top?
I am saying, Alan, the driver was wrong.
But you
the
can't
police
determine
officer-
that. You can't determine that.
Alan,
My version of what I just
if
said.
you are
let's go.
driving down the
The
road,
version, okay, so forgive me if I paint the picture that put the driver in the wrong. My thing is, the perception that you hold based on the story that I give. No,
you're missing my point.
no, I understand what
My
I'm saying.
point going over your head.
No!
It is.
How?
Because you still say the driver was not wrong.
I am saying, Alistair, the driver
Uh-huh.
is not the one on trial.
I never said he was on trial.
Right. So if the driver was wrong, that would have been another case that would have been before the court as well.
So why that
He
not
would have
before
been
the court?
because again,
What was the police officer's
because
defense?
again, clearly,
What was the police
he
officer's
had none.
defense?
He
Well,
had
then,
none.
then they have failed
He
that
had-
police officer.
Then
The
he
state
had
has
none.
failed him.
For what?
They have
Protecting his
failed
rights?
him.
For shooting somebody
They
innocently?
have failed that police officer.
For shooting somebody
Because
innocently?
it could have
No, Alistair.
a kidnapped victim in the truck.
Oh, come off it, Alistair,
No, this
please.
is where we reached to
Oh,
now.
please.
This is where
Driving
we reached
through
to
a
now.
repeater
Robert
avenue?
Robert,
Willie.
Alan,
Doctor,
here what happening. I is the judge in this matter
go ahead, Judge.
at hand. If the policeman beckon you to stop in uniform, you're supposed to stop.
Right.
No, he playing his music loud. That is against the law. So you don't break one law already. Two,
Holy phone.
No, we're not saying let's stop.
hold on. Two, Alan. Who is to say we don't know what is going on? If I stop, tell you to stop. You don't know if I'm making any checks or any kind of thing. You could, the way thing happening with people kidnapping who and all kind of that kind of thing now. Who say that you don't have something? Why you don't want to stop when I stop you?
Can I ask you something, William?
Certainly.
Would a seasoned officer make that error in judgment?
What error that is?
Pulling his pistol and firing a car that posed no threat to him.
No, hold on. We cannot say he
Wait.
posed a threat.
Wait.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
asking a
wait,
question. I'm
wait.
asking a question
Alan,
first. I'm
Alan.
asking a question first.
My goodness.
Alan,
Doctor,
we could sing together, we can't talk together.
right? No, but I'm asking the question.
Right. So here what happened. If I beckon you to stop and you decide to drive off, as a seasoned police officer, I'm really not supposed to pull my because it could have ricochet bullet and all because that
Right,
people around.
correct.
What I'm supposed to do is to get on my walkie-talkie or what and alert. But the mere fact that I beckon you to stop and you did not, you are rousing my suspicion as to why you don't want to stop.
Good. But in terms of...
So that is where the thing starts. But he was not supposed to shoot indiscriminately like that.
But-
But both of them was wrong. Agreed?
Okay.
Right.
No, again, thanks there, Billy. No, thanks. No. Billy done it?
I don't know.
No, I don't know what you're laughing at. I'm telling you, I give you the version that I got from the participants in the vehicle.
Right.
Now they say and they claim, now the music was up and the policeman just appeared on the scene. Like I tell you, so the version I give you wasn't a detailed expression of what happened. I just gave you the snapshot as to him being shot and this is how it came about. Now, based on what they told me in the car, the driver of the vehicle or those in the vehicle and my partner who was actually shot, this is what happened. And the account was the policeman has just showed up from nowhere because there was a huge piece of traffic pipe built up on that street. So they were already in the process of crossing. So it wasn't like he was looking at this thing and wasn't taking them on, whatever the case may be. He saw them late and bellowed out to them or beckoned to them. So at the end of the day, he would see that as you're disrespecting me. You understand? I am thinking that he would have drawn his weapon as a young police officer or whatever, because I don't think a seasoned officer would make that kind of mistake. But that's not the issue. I say the driver, if you want to say the driver is wrong, no problem. The version I gave is just a snapshot, the issue of my partner being shot, and there's no compensation done yet. They don't claim that he was due compensation, and this is being 2021, heading to 2022 in a short while, and there's no compensation.
When police get back pay,
But what I was actually trying to go to Mr. Matlock before.
So the one fellow who got shot, it wasn't the driver.
No,
He was a passenger in the car.
he was in the back seat.
Right.
In
Well,
the
it
left
wasn't
side
the driver who got shot.
Of course, but I had to go
I
through
thought
two
it was the
fellas because
driver
it passed.
because-
He had to be a real good marksman to shoot the driver from that direction. He had to be a real good marksman, and that had to be a dancing bullet.
So your version of the story
That is
based
exactly
on the
what-
people who were in the vehicle.
please hold on. Because
No,
if
that's
it-
asking.
please hold on.
I'm just making
Because
sure I understand
the
what you're
reason why I
saying.
bring up the story as well, before you take on that route, Matlock, was to say that he had to change 2 lawyers in the mix. One of the lawyers had to turn and tell him, if you want this to speed up, pay me X amount of money.
Oh, but that's normal thing, no?
That is my point. It's a
is a
normal
normal
thing.
thing with them.
Why?
Because they haven't
Why? Greed.
Well, yes.
Greed.
Yeah.
We know lawyers greedy, that's not new.
He could prolong the case.
Yeah.
But that's what they do.
And that is exact. And this is my point. Who runs the country now?
Government.
Lawyers. See what I'm talking about? That's why I'm coming back now to who runs the country.
Right.
So we can say all we want here. We go to a lawyer, the lawyer know, okay, we go drag this thing out. They go to sit down in jail a couple of years. But you go drag it out. Police officers getting off a case because this is the thing dragging out. How often you hear police officers really getting reprimanded in a way unless they blatantly get caught with their hand in the cookie jar?
I want to bring our next spin to that.
Spin it.
People don't like when I bring this, when I talk this. But
With our next thing, I'll be able to
No,
talk
no.
about for the longest
Yeah,
while.
watch no.
But go ahead.
Hear this. Public service, police, army,
Fire
prisons,
service.
and so on.
Coast Guards.
The public.
Right.
There is this perception is we against them on both sides.
Right.
So from the public, one police officer do something bad, one fire,
Is
one
all.
is all.
All
The
elected.
police service ain't good. The police service corrupted. This, them police. On the flip side, police tend to cheat. And again, this is general, not every police officer like this, but a lot of police tend to treat every civilian as a suspect.
Are they wrong too?
No, I'm not saying whether they right or
No,
wrong.
I'm not saying- I'm
No,
not saying.
I'm coming to that. But understand what I'm saying.
But that's
I'm
your
just-
trade- that's your
no,
training.
follow me. I'm not looking at
No.
the right or wrong. I'm not looking at the
don't say
right or
that.
wrong.
That's not their training.
No, that's not the training.
That's not their training.
I'm not looking at the right or
They're not
wrong.
the trained to
No,
No,
partners. No. But I'm not looking at the right or wrong. I'm just looking at what exists. And we got to figure it out. Now, you see this word fraternity? That's part of the problem. Let me explain why. Look at the scenario with the doctor or the doctors, the fraternity. And within the fraternity, there's always have a
rescue.
breakdown of who we favor a little more than
This
this.
set.
But generally, as a fraternity, we safeguard we own.
Right.
Army, same thing. Prison, same thing. Police, same thing. Guess what? The public, same thing. So something happened out there. Guess why the public doesn't react to the police the same way? And they'll protect their own. Because that is part of we fraternity. Is we against them. So the same way we want we boy who we know to be a scam, a gangster, or whatever, we want him to get off because that is we boy. Don't let the police hold him. Likewise, when a police officer gets into trouble, it's the same fraternity mindset that's gone. Same thing with the army.
The close
Same-
ranks. We understand the
That's
close
it.
ranks.
So I'm saying, I'm not going to.
That's a different spin. That's another
Right,
aspect of the problem.
I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm saying this is what exists. And once that mindset exists in all these different quarters, that will not stop. So I don't be surprised when I hear today a police officer is accused of X, and 2 months later he working in a station.
Yeah, but we see it
Or a
right
prison
now.
officer or
We seen it right now.
exactly.
A month ago, or less, let me see, how long? 3 weeks ago. Find them, castrate them,
Yeah.
put them private in the drawer and close it. Yeah. Them always thinking, that one always thinking, the 2 of them dead. Find the police.
Yeah.
Charge all of them. Disband sword, fire Gary. That is the country. That is we live in. That is the society we live in.
Yeah, but not everybody's making the same crime. Not everybody's sounding the same, tooting the same horn. So, the same person who say,
It's the
the
same
police.
person.
Wait. Yeah, but oh gosh, come
It's
on.
the same person who come back and say.
Okay. But is that everybody?
It's not everybody, but it's the same person.
It's general.
It's general.
It's
not-
a
it's
general
not
perception.
everybody.
No, it's not.
There's
It will never be
there are
everybody.
questions.
But
There
will
are
it be-
a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
And we demand answers. We need to know. You understand? So, given whoever making that noise, on that side, we need to know. We need answers. You understand? Because this person clearly
Fell off a chair.
was
Big chair, boy.
he was in Alice in Wonderland. He drank something, and he shrank. He shrunk, and then he fell off the chair when he shrunk. Is the drink make it shrink or the drink right?
No, the cake
was to shrink.
Yeah.
And the drink was to right. So he
didn't drink it thing in time.
Yeah.
So he
So you see, and he fall off the chair, popping it, right? But only in Trinidad these things happen.
Only.
But you have to understand, everybody, for in time they put a microphone in somebody's mouth, people just think that person talking for everybody because the media sensationalize everything.
Yep.
Right. My thing is, what goes across the board generally, as you rightfully say, the fraternity, people close ranks and they come to the rescue of their own because it's something called precedent. There's this thing called precedent. A precedent is set if I allow Eric, my cohort, to get a jack hand. When I know Alistair and Errol and Alan, everybody else in the same crime, right? We allow the precedent to be set.
Yeah.
We can't allow that. So here we're going on. You don't get thing? We go, this thing needs fixing. That needs.
Oh, I hear not homeless.
Is that your phone?
Nah, my phone is mine.
Who phone going so? You sure it's not yours?
No.
Are you hearing it?
Yeah, I hear it. No, not mine.
Who is that?
He buzzing, boy.
Somebody
Hey,
else?
you know how long we did line up a song for Willie? Columbus Line?
Good, yeah, boy. On the
Yeah,
find
we
it?
line up, on the
Now you said Columbus
Mr. Director, you find it?
That's
Play
funny,
a song.
charging.
We will come
We'll
back.
come back and go finish the story.
We ain't
still
going
talk
nowhere.
about,
We coming back.
because we're talking about public servants here.
Yeah.
And we have public servants, it's to discuss. We will play that song. Bring DJ, bring Columbus Line, and the Cobos.
You get it?
I hear we have some with Cobos too.
There are some with Kobo too.
Back to back.
Columbus was a mighty sailor. He sailed the open seas. He went down in the Caribbean and he called it the West Indies. He said he found a new world and he expect me to believe. But how could this world be new when it's much older than Adam and Eve? Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lie. He said he discovered the whole of America. He never tell nobody. He had to run from Apache. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied so bad. I believe Columbus was mad. Whoa, 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 whoa. And the man with the Santa Maria was as brave as a man can be. He sailed down to Venezuela for another discovery. He said he discovered new lands, and he thought that I wouldn't know. He discovered a lot of Indians who discovered the lands before Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lie. He took all the glory, oh yeah, for many discoveries. The truth of the story, those lands were discovered already. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied like hell. I am sure his head wasn't well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, blah, blah. Nowadays you enter a a strange land. They call you an alien. You got to explain to immigration what is your intention. Columbus didn't have to do that. It just didn't make no sense. His authority was a broad hat, and his passport was violence. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied, lied, lied. He said he discovered, oh yeah, the whole of America. He never tell nobody. He had to run and hide from a factory. Columbus lied. Columbus lied. Columbus lied so bad. I am sure Columbus was mad.
Lie.
I want to explain a show. I want to show you know.
Yeah.
Do you want the Kubo?
Bring it.
Now I'll show you this one. Take a look at this. This Kubo one time.
Press play on your phone.
That's not the thing. Like Master Control.
We're going to look at the black vulture, locally known as Kobo. Now there are a lot of things people
DJ is sleeping now.
Like them going home?
Yeah.
creatures of TNT, we're going to look at the black vulture, locally known as a kobo. Now, there are a lot of things people don't know about black vultures. Head of the El Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation, Ricardo Mead, is going to tell us a little bit more about them and why they're super important.
We have the ubiquitous black vulture, known in Trinidad and Tobago as kobo, but that is actually a derogatory name. This is an American black vulture. They used to migrate through Trinidad. Really? They used to migrate to Trinidad and Tobago, but they've decided to make a home right here in Trinidad. Strangely enough, none are found in Tobago. This animal, what many people pour scorn upon, is very important in our ecosystem. All around the world, vultures are critically endangered, but they're very important. We need to understand that this is part of nature's cleanup crew. Without these guys, we will be subjected to lots of diseases. In fact, I believe without black vultures, most of us would be diseased or dead. A black vulture's stomach acid is so powerful, it's like bleach. So when it gets on the scene of a death, something dead on the side of the road, even if it died from a disease like rabies or botulism, even anthrax, once they eat it, that disease is gone, wiped out. So they are very important for coming and helping control rabies and all these other diseases. If they are not around, then that disease now would go on into the stomach of another animal and then possibly get on to people. So these animals are very important. And this guy here, we call him Optimus, is very playful. He was hand-raised and kept as an ambassador because he's very spoiled. So he just likes to give hugs and kisses and play with your hands and stuff like that there. He doesn't smell. And vultures, after they consume dead stuff, will actually go and bathe. Sometimes you see them on the highway with their wings spread apart because they are sunning out after their bath. Also, they don't have feathers on their head. There's a reason for that. Imagine sticking your head into the carcass of a dead dog and having feathers and have to clean that. So they got rid of those feathers. It's not important. They also have very strong legs, and they use their legs to hydrate and cool themselves. By spitting and vomiting on their legs, they keep their bodies nice and cool on the hottest of days. So they're really cool animals that we should learn to appreciate for what they do in our environment. Because just imagine one day or 1 week in Port of Spain that the garbage truck doesn't pass. A life without these guys will be a life riddled with disease. Learn to respect and appreciate our vultures. The black vulture.
Hey, 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 hey. Just because you cannot jet away doesn't mean you cannot get away. I know you want to get away because the lockdown every day have you stressed out in every way. But here's what you can do. Spend the night at any participating guest house in Trinidad or Tobago and qualify to win free groceries and a weekend for two with breakfast at another property. Here's how to win. It's the Gaia Staycation. Here's what you do. Book your stay. Spend the night. Take a picture of your room the first time you see it. Take a picture of your breakfast. Take a picture of you having fun. Well, not in bed, of course. And make a 2-minute video telling us how great the location is. Send us your pics and your video, and you can win groceries for 6 months and a weekend stay at a different property or the same one you enjoyed. This promotion runs from February 15th to May 15th. The more places you stay, the better your chances to win. Visit Gael Staycations on Facebook for more details.
Bring it.
Hear this now.
See the Kubo.
I want
Man play
I want
Kubo
to
like,
ask
you know?
a question.
Well,
What color the Cocrico is?
well, for years when we was doing it in school, Cocrico's a maroon color.
Maroon. And the Scarlet Ibis?
It was scarlet.
Red, right? So, red man get through. Maroon man get through. Black man, you ever learn anything about this?
Black who?
Black man. The Kobo. Because he know real plenty about Kobo. You know? So we need now to put that in the school curriculum. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. But how I talk?
No, you're right.
How I talk?
The Kobo.
The Kobox.
How you going to make that a...
The core box.
You know the first time we saw it while reading?
Yeah.
Like,
You know how to pronounce that.
You're like, what's that? Corbox?
Corbox.
Corbox?
Corned beef.
And then you just say, Kobo. And like, everybody think like, what? C-O-B-O. That's C-O-B-O, miss. That's not. Yes,
So I have to make it so hard.
Yeah, Corbox.
Leave out the black man.
When I was
I mean
small,
the
I had
Kobo.
a Hansel and Gretel book. So I was how old? Probably like
When he was small.
6.
When he was small, he had a Hansel and
Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel, yeah.
what is it big so?
So I did thing, and I keep coming across this word, Enoughh. So I pronounced it
E-L.
Enoughh.
Oh,
Enoughh. Enoughh.
Right.
But
I had it.
You know the
I ain't learned that. I ain't read that in English. You know, GH in the
Yeah.
F.
You're not looking for the F. You ain't
Yes,
seen that.
and they did not have Enoughh bread. And then
Right. You struggle with that.
He struggled with it.
Where parents have
Enoughh.
in how who teacher eventually
Teach it
taught
correctly.
taught you the
Not bungee.
word. Like enough.
I think when I was about
Check. Nice
6
enough,
and a
son.
half, maybe 7 years at the time.
Nice enough. Banjo wasn't born. Banjo was in there.
I was going standard 1. Just left infants going to standard 1 kind of thing.
You know, you're talking about that public service scenario. Just now.
Yeah.
And you bring up a topic there. And it touch base on something that we've experienced. We see the World Bank sending some
IMF.
instructions.
Yeah, the IMF, not the World Bank.
Well,
Different.
Yeah.
that's
Trust
now.
me,
Hold
No,
on.
but it came from the.
The World Bank?
Okay.
Yes, it's,
All right,
it's World Bank.
All right.
Mind you, I don't think we have any loans outstanding with the World Bank.
They say the World Bank has ordered the TNT government to cut public sector wages by 40%
Right.
before 2022.
Yeah.
So
This action may lead to reduction in the workforce by at least 33%.
this article was doctored.
Right. So,
Suit.
a narrative.
Narrative.
Right.
It was the World Bank did not
Order one.
It was a suggestion,
Right.
right? Because as I was telling Eric, we had that discussion.
We have to research this again.
Yes,
Yes.
right?
I'll send you the full article, please. We could pull it up.
The
and talk
research
while
article or that
the
just
full article.
No, this full is a full article.
Is the article
That
pulled
is
up?
the former, one of the former central bank governors.
Right, this is the article.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah, that? Yeah, I'll present it. Yeah.
So, usually, for our small little countries, that is the first thing that World Bank, there's a loot, cutbacks on jobs and that kind of thing.
wait, and why?
Because they want to create, and I'm going to say this, a failed state.
Well, one.
A state, and when I say a failed state, people need to understand what they mean by that. They mean a state that cannot pay their debts because they want us to come and say, well, look,
No, well,
we want trillions of dollars.
Well, right, and this is what I'm going to allude to. The only reason why that they could actually make those statements has to be one on the understanding that we coming to you for money. Because the first thing for them to start to instruct you or to advise you as to what to do, there's that no right. So it has to be that number one, I'm coming to you, you coming to me for money,
Right.
and I looking into your credibility here, and I watching what going on in your state, and I say, here I'm going, I give you the money, you know, but you have to organize
Yeah, you have to fix
that
this.
paper first,
Yeah.
do this, do that, do this, do this. And these are the grounds when they see the World Bank start to talk in a space like this, it means that we would have come to you for money, usually. Now, it's different to the World Bank saying, you know, friends, the world is going through a recessionary kind of period right now, and for countries like yours, based on what's happening, you got to monitor XYZ here, or do this or do that to, you know, to prevent austerity.
How things going on? I'm good, but I just excuse me. Oh, yeah, everything is everything. Yeah. Take your time, take your fidgeting too. I mean, something, it's okay.
So for the government to actually go in that direction, it would have meant that a conversation was had, and I'm expected to get a little raise.
The government is not going in that direction.
Well, right, and no, let's just go with the what if scenario.
All right, what if?
What if that was the scenario? And they
Then
come
we
telling
would
me now, and I come telling you, you're going to cut back jobs.
It was done already, you know.
Cut back jobs.
Under Atta.
No, well,
Yeah,
right.
Robinson,
and
under
again,
what was that? NAR?
yeah, okay.
But
It
what
was-
happened after that?
Our system was interfered years after.
Yeah. Yes.
It was again because
Under
they
another
was,
government.
right?
Right.
They were
Don't stop.
fashioning themselves
Don't stop.
to go to the IMF or to the World Bank, and they will say, okay, if you want me to get any kind of change, you
need to do this, do
wanna
that.
give you that, and we hold on to these things as collateral, but you gotta adjust this because we can't come
Yeah.
in that system like this.
Correct.
And they were actually, I got it from. I remember doing an interview some years ago. Folks don't understand this. This man they call Short Pants, he was a principal.
Yeah.
And of course, he's one of the pillars in society. He can tell you how things from way back when. And I remember doing an interview. And he said, how and why they remove corporal punishment from the schools? It had to do with the IMF. Yeah. It had to go back to the system that they don't support this. They have to deal with these things in the school system. Do this, do that, do that. And so they were fashioning a system that was much more Western and it was European.
Right.
Because they want the money from the World Bank. And he's saying politics had a major part to
Of
play
course.
as to why these things happen. And so now he was sad to see that this is why we're having this kind of problems and the backlash that we're having.
But
And
this is the backlash of that.
Right.
Decision.
And so now we're having a deeper discussion now as to when we're going for money, if we're looking for money from anybody else, that they had to come and tell us what to do. And I don't think, and it's sad that we had to come to that space where we had to, look outside for a little takada, a little something, a little help out. Everybody in that space right now, everybody.
At one point, Trinidad had so much money that they said every citizen could have been a millionaire.
Yeah.
We had so much money. at that
Yes.
time.
If we had the right structure in place to maintain that, would have been good too. We wouldn't have had no problem with money.
No, when I say could have been, I mean, it
I
had
know
enough
you-
money.
yes.
And if they said they give out,
But the
each
thing
person
is-
would have got a million.
No, you're
plus.
right.
The thing is, after those those times, we were not badly off, you know.
We're still not badly off compared.
Right?
We're still not doing too bad.
No.
And I'm saying that to mean, if we look at the so-called price of oil business, right? In the 90s,
So Willie.
price of oil still up there, 90, 89, 100, drop back down to 89. It never. The lowest it probably went to was $71 in the early 2000s, right? So when the World Bank and the IMF make plays for certain countries that controlling oil, you know what they do? Tank the prices. Don't think it's America and
No.
England and them controlling that.
We did the research on that. That's not what happened, son. We know.
Let me just say perhaps, allegedly, maybe Saudi Arabia or somewhere there. Just saying, tank their oil price. Meaning they say, all right, we'll sell our oil at 1 cent per barrel. You know what's going to happen with every other economy in the world?
That is dependent on our oil, right?
That is dependent on that oil. How much you going to sell yours
But
for?
that's
The
why.
same
But that is
$100?
why too a conversation came about when Barack was in there. We must go green.
Yeah.
And for any time you start talking going green,
Yeah, what? They're mad. They have to get out of there.
everybody had to start running in a certain direction. Around the world, people started running in a certain direction one time.
Yeah.
You understand? It just takes one sometimes to say something, and this is where it's at for us. And here's where it's at for me as not just Trinbagonian, I say Caribbean people. Is it quite possible that we could come together
One currency.
and have not one currency? I wouldn't support a one currency scenario. You understand? I mean, but in terms
I
of
want to know why, but wait. But I want to know why.
no, come on.
No, I serious. I want to know why, but finish off this first.
No, I would think that
Don't
we
digress.
could,
finish
no,
off this
I'm
first.
going back in the point that
Right.
I would think that we could have a discussion among ourselves, even within the same COVID-19 pandemic scenario, and find ways to have proper trade or a boost of trade
Amongst ourselves.
amongst the Caribbean islands
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Manufacturing among the Caribbean islands. Could we not have that? Okay, we could manufacture cars. We used to do it here in Trinidad,
Correct.
right?
Right up
Could we
on
not do it
Riverside.
again? Find a country where we could actually say we're going to manufacture cars here among Caribbean nations. And this is how we're going to deal with it. And I'm getting a portion out of that. We're going to sell to the world, or we're going to have the cars for ourselves. And
They will impose sanctions on you.
who will impose sanctions? We're not closing up that, but who will
You
impose
hear what I'm
sanctions?
saying? That is a
Who will
$1,000,000
impose-
question.
Yeah, but this is not,
They
again,
will impose sanctions
again, how that will impose a sanction against you?
because you are not following the drift or the trend of the international market, Alan.
What, so to only buy cars from Europe or
But that is
America?
what they want. Alan, that is what they want.
So the question is, can we not have that discussion nonetheless?
They wanted oil from Venezuela,
But
right?
if you,
Can
if,
we not have the
but if
discussion?
you know,
No, we can have the
if
conversation.
you know the discussion and lead anyway, why have it?
No, we could say
No,
that.
just say it.
No, we could say that. But
Yeah.
again, this is where change, in a space like this is where change now becomes, you take the opportunity in a space like this where change
A popular,
is happening.
a popular radio host, I'll never forget this, he was discussing something and had to do with systems to bring reform and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. And somebody asked him, well, what if we do X, Y, and Z and ding, ding, ding? He said, no, we can't do that yet. We ain't see that country do it yet. And we ain't see America do that.
we waited for a
And
template.
We
Right.
waited.
Waited to see somebody
And that's
fail
we.
or
And,
to
and
succeed.
what he said, that's why. Because we always waited to see somebody else do it. What
wanna
you
see
talking
whether
about,
fail or go
what
well.
you saw it sounding good,
Yeah.
but how realistic is that for
But
us?
we've
That
done it.
we,
But right, and that's why I'm saying we've done it before here. I mean, it
With what?
crashed.
done it.
It
That's
crashed.
it.
But
done it with
now,
what?
but now we can still do the feasibility study, and we can now beg the question as to how we can distribute around the Caribbean first. I mean, so it will actually create a bubble among the Caribbean that we could actually do trade among ourselves, and again boost our economy one way or the other. You understand? Now, again, we have certain percentages among us that will lobby against that because they making a mint or was making a mint by bringing in their own vehicles, showroom vehicles, and whatever. This will put a serious dent in the pocket. But if they become so mindful that, listen, we in this thing together. We really want to see something happening for the Caribbean, not just for this generation, but for generations to come. And this is where the argument and the discussion is supposed to go. For me personally, that's what I'm seeing in terms of now that we have this scenario. Because remember the saying, once we start to open up borders, it will still be first within our Caribbean, you understand? And then we start to slowly open up to the greater part of the world. Now, of course, Daddy America has to be a part of the Caribbean somehow. That's what they go, naturally.
Through Cuba or something.
Yeah, well, it'll come through Barbados. Well, it can't come through Barbados right now. But, these are the kind of things I'm saying in a window like this. We should be championing a conversation like that. Because now...
But we have the single market. And what is it called?
CARICOM single market. Yeah.
And trade and all these nice things.
Yeah, but
what are we trading?
Yeah, and right. To what degree?
So if we decide to open back up the automobile industry,
I just use that as an example.
I'm following your example now.
Right. Because we could do much more.
We would have to get these parts.
We've had
from
oil.
Somewhere.
All right. We've had oil and gas on the KC. We could have been making these tubs here.
Right.
Because we have this is a derivative of oil.
We make it here. We make it here.
You understand? This is a derivative of oil.
We have this making it.
But in terms of manufacturing on a wider scale. And you don't want to challenge because nobody could really challenge China. But we can still see we challenging from on this side
Tobago.
We can make fan blades and resin chairs and these
there's a perception in trade. You know that in the international trading that a small country can't really trade to a big country.
Of course there would be.
There is that. No, there is.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
So if we start manufacturing cars, right, and we say we want to send it to America, watch now.
There's something like it's really unique. So
it's got to be like
the pitch that they discovered.
Yeah. They rediscovered
the pitch that they discovered here.
Yeah. But I know
somebody else people want to buy it.
It's somebody else
and own it
because they can't get nowhere else, so they have a choice. But
it's only 2 half in the world, right? One here, and the next one way, somewhere South America.
It's Venezuela. Maracaibo.
Right.
I think that's what they call it.
So if you want to go Venezuela, you make it pass it?
When you talk what's that?
No, actually, I was told that they connected. When I did the tour.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I hear they found out that some car part like a bumper or something sank in the pitch lake here. Many years later, they found it in Venezuela.
Really?
Yeah, but just tell if you want to go Venezuela, you can pass it. You ever see that? Let's go and sit down until you stand up until you sink and hold your breath. I don't know how long the journey is.
No, man, for you now.
Nah, you go for it. Go tell me.
So I want to hear why you not in support of one
again,
one Caribbean currency.
Why?
I don't think. All right. So who will run it? Who starting it? Who will and deal with that?
That is the problem. Why somebody have to run it?
Because that's what that.
No, but remember they tried that. That is nowhere.
Right now,
and that's why
St. Vincent and somebody that use the EC.
They do. Grenada.
Right. The Eastern Caribbean currency.
Right.
Who running it?
Who started it? Who started it?
What I'm saying, they have right now, they have that dollar that several countries use. Right in the Caribbean.
Yes.
Right.
So would you support it?
Of course I would support it.
And who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not?
What do you mean why not?
Why are we not doing it?
I don't know. I don't know. I really would like to know. But I don't see a problem with it.
1 from 10 leaves 0.
You know how Forex came about? You know how Forex came about? Foreign exchange. Why your dollar costs more than mine and all that kind of stuff. You know what that came about?
There's a next
currency. No, just tying it with just quickly. That's because of currency. Why? Because prior to that, the whole world used to have one thing: gold. Gold is gold. So if the price is 2 pounds of gold is 2 pounds of gold anyway.
Anyway, yeah. It
But
didn't
when
know my gold more
currency came
expensive
into
than yours.
being, based on the gold system, suddenly your paper dollar
Yeah.
worth more than mine. So if I want to think, I have to now have an exchange rate.
I have to have something like
So that's actually working against me. So
Like
if
gold.
if we have $1 in the Caribbean, guess what? It's the same price here, there. It solves a lot of problems.
Technically, no, eh?
It solves a lot of problems.
Technically, no.
Let me hear you.
Because even if we say the same price here, they will peg that against the US dollar.
No.
So if the US
No.
dollar,
No.
dollar is
No.
6 to 1.
No.
Hold on. So if the US dollar is 3 to 1,
Yeah.
it will be 3 to 1 in St. Lucia, Grenada.
No. Correct. Hold on.
I just ask you.
Hold on. A mango in Trinidad.
Wait.
Follow us in. No, I'm gonna
Wait.
answer you.
I tell you, it's an episode. You know, listen. You notice I stay quiet.
A mango in
And-
Trinidad is
yeah.
$5. Where did mango come from?
A tree.
Trinidad. So they don't have to compare the price to no
Actually,
US to
Trinidad.
come up to a $5 figure.
Okay.
Good. Is that Trinidad something? It's Caribbean. The same mango you could get in St. Lucia, in St. Vincent, in Grenada. Why do we now have to convert that $5 to see how much it compared to a US? And it's something that comes from amongst us. I could see that when we talk about something that we import.
Right. And this
But
is
not,
where...
yeah, but not everything is that.
Not everything,
So I'm saying,
Daddy.
right,
But-
so that when we reach to that,
but
we deal with that. I'm
if-
not saying it will totally
if
solve
I-
the problem. That's why I said that.
Because it will come right back down to the plate of food you buy in EC across in
Nah.
Grenada. It will come back down to that, Eric.
No.
You will leave here and end up realizing in the same EC, you're spending more, probably, maybe, in St. Lucia versus Grenada for a plate of food. Same plate of food somehow.
But Alan, most
Same plate of food.
Most international trade or trade between countries is what currency does it use?
US?
So what going back?
No, but my point, no.
It's going back to somebody else.
One currency.
One currency.
They recognize
Nobody,
US currency.
nobody even that.
They recognize because a lot of economies are pegged to the US dollar.
No, but Alan, even that.
A lot of purchasing and
but
trade is done
even
in
with
US.
that.
Yeah, but even between Trinidad and Jamaica,
Even within the US,
is US
you'll get
currency.
differences in prices. And had nothing to do with exchange of currency because 50 states in the US, all of them using the US dollar. But you go New York to buy something, you pay one price. You go Miami to buy the same
Yeah,
thing with the
different
same US dollar, you pay a different price.
Fair.
So it's
And
the
then,
same thing
of
with
course, again, different states
Right,
and
of what I'm
different
saying.
taxation
Right,
systems.
exactly. But there's no exchange happening that causes
course
that difference
not.
in price. So I'm saying, if we have a $1 in the Caribbean, it is not based on the exchange why we'll have the difference in prices.
Okay.
We had to peg it to no
I'm
US.
telling you that episode by itself, but it doesn't listen to
No,
us.
I understand.
No,
I-
you're not,
I-
you're not
I
paying
hear
it
your
to no
point.
US to get, and you will get variations in the prices.
Yes,
That's
you will.
normal.
Yes, you
But it's not based on the fact that, okay, 1 TT is worth 7 US, so then no. Then what the
I
US compared
sanitize myself a
to get the
little.
same thing.
Go ahead, I go sanitize myself on this side
Yeah.
here.
Man.
So I support that one Caribbean currency.
All my elbow are sanitizing.
Fully.
It must be a little whitey. but
If that's part, if
sanitizer.
that to me sparks
That is
a
a whole...
unified Caribbean, to me, then have the
That
conversation.
will not.
Would I say spark? I didn't say it might bring us
One
together.
from
Well,
10
because we are talking about, so what's that have to do with it?
equals 0.
It's the one.
finding a commonwealth that a multi-Caribbean we could find some measure of equity. That's not about the unity.
Yeah.
But that's not, that does,
We
that
will
common
come
does
up-
not, hold on, but does, but
What-
does
what-
not that
what we
commonwealth
using-
says something in terms of a commonality among us?
What we using...
on.
Alan.
Just call it.
How united?
Yeah. But they're using the same EC dollar.
How united is what?
St. Lucia,
Oh, come
St.
on.
Kitts,
No.
St. Vincent. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what we
No.
using
But
to
it's
back
the
the
same-
currency?
it's the
What we
same
backing?
EC
Using
dollar.
same EC.
What we backing?
But why?
What-
You gotta- again, you do the
What are we
the
backing
research
this
on-
currency
on the
on?
share that. I will do that for you.
If that was a unifying factor, then
I don't think it was a unifying factor. I honestly don't think that was a unifying factor.
that's my point.
I know it was a
That has
dependency. It has to do with a dependency or coming off of the European system.
Money was never meant to be a unified.
Of course, no, I'm not saying no, but I'm saying if these things will bring us around that table to have a proper conversation.
It may, but if it doesn't, I'm not surprised because that's not what the focus is.
Come
I'm
now.
not even looking for that.
You afraid to come and talk to me?
Come on, shy boy.
Oh, Lord,
Who's that?
boy.
Battery dead, right? Serious?
Well, come and bring it for him now.
All of my battery dead. All of my battery dead.
Man, I keep free to come now. Whole day here, you free to come now?
Oh, this is Richard. This is Richard. Watch out, Richard.
Right, the theater.
Yeah, he taller than the camera, so you might just see Jersey.
Make him up.
What I say, what we using to back this one currency with?
No currency.
We pulling all we oil to say, well, we are oil as we make it.
No currency is backed by anything.
Gold.
Even the US is not backed by
They're going to
anything.
dig for gold.
The US ain't backed by no gold. The only country can say they're backed by gold already is England.
Not even them.
No, but they could.
No, I'm telling you, not even the
So
pound
they-
is
they
backed
don't-
by anything. It's not backed
No,
by
well,
gold.
no, I understand
They have
what
the
you're saying.
gold.
I understand
They
what you're
have the
saying.
gold.
Because
They demand people gold because they're refusing to give Venezuela their own gold.
They've been they've been living.
No, but
Yeah.
they actually a couple of years ago they were talking about moving back to gold, England, to get away from paper currency. For that
the pound is
same,
worth more than the US dollar.
because
But
they
yet it's
say
not as popular.
all inflation and thing they done there,
Think about that.
But they have their own little territory to deal with across there as well. Pound versus euro, this.
No, regardless of that, the point is simply the pound is worth and has always been worth more
Yes.
than the US dollar.
It's a lot heavier.
But yet the US have so much weight. You gotta ask why.
But I want to big up.
next
I want
long
to big
story.
up. I want to big up Uncle there and Auntie Christine. Shabadi.
Birthday
As-
celebration
yeah.
and
No. They're just watching me. So
Oh, right. Yeah,
watching
the
me,
old
so I
Shabo
pick
man.
Shabo and Christine.
St. James Police Youth Club. Captain.
I always
Trendsetter. Big up
Yeah.
yourself.
Who's that? Chabadi?
Shabadi. No. Man.
When I was going to school,
Watch that. Everybody I meet, when I was
Shabadi came to Five Rivers Junior Secondary School
Yeah.
and was mind blowing in terms of his delivery on stage that morning.
Yes.
Every child in the assembly was glued.
Hey.
He caught the attention of every
Everybody.
student.
The man.
And to me, that was very
Listen,
powerful.
jacket. Now, police youth clubs did some fantastic work across Trinidad and Tobago. And we had a number of leaders. I mean, but you had to give jacket. What you say?
Yeah.
Ray, oh, sir, thank you very much. They continue to do.
Yes.
But you had to give jacket. There are two people, one in Trinidad, one in Tobago, that stand out. And I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. You know, I know people personally, Santa Cruz, I remember anybody. See Shabadi in St. James and Collis Hazel in Tobago.
Oh yeah.
with
Oh
youth club.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Nah, them fellas really take youth club
real
to a
nice.
different level.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not taking anything from anybody else. I know some person, my batch Warrell from down in the west, you know, a partner of mine from Santa Cruz. You know, I don't know people, I remember all that kind of thing. But you see Shabadi and Hazelby? Nah, them fellas.
And it
fellas
lives
take it
on
on
and the
different
march on, eh?
Yeah.
You can sit down
And you
rest
know, the sad thing is that is where the focus should be.
Yeah.
That is where all the money should be pumping.
Yeah.
Just saying.
from the government.
But it's them who else go pump it.
That's all. Before they
Pump it in the youth.
Now, hold on. Before they increase the salary at the prisons and the police.
Forget that.
Don't get them the increase.
Nah,
Put the money
condition
in the
Pump
youth.
it in the youth.
Condition
Yeah. Pump it in the youth.
values. Nah, them fellas do
Pump it in the youth.
It's supposed to.
Yeah. So big up to the police youth club scenario.
They put the dance. Everyone look at it,
I don't
switching
choose that camera.
They're switching it on them right through.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Club, Shabadi.
But they say somebody fall asleep in the
and all
control
these
room.
people who do some fantastic.
I ain't sure who it is. They say somebody
doing
fall
some
asleep.
real nice thing with the
So you want to shout that, You want to say thanks again to the police youth club for doing this stuff. Really keep up the good work. I am hungry enough, fellas. I had a workout.
Yeah,
weeks
boy,
up in Santa Cruz.
I had a long day. I didn't work out. I drive out.
Tomorrow I have
Here we doing.
I'm working out.
There's this twister with the set up on this thing and twist, but put my foot on it and then take 20 pound dumbbells.
Right, yes.
And I'm stretching out on the ground. And I have to do 1 push-up and
Stop.
then walk.
And then do our next push-up.
So I'm making a semicircle. Right. 180. So I'm going this way and come back this way. And
So
that's
this help you do that fast?
When I did 2, by the time I did 2,
Wait up this kid.
a fire shut up in my arm.
I thought you could.
It was.
You catch it?
It was.
I was going to
Fire shut up in your arm.
In my arm.
In your arm.
A fire shut up in my arm.
Yeah.
It was, my arms was like literally on fire. You see, I had 2 more. I said, I can't make 2 more. I could do 1, maybe 1.5. But we're asking me to do, son. You see, I didn't have to do 1. This is what I like doing in the gym with this guy. You see, I didn't do it. So you put me down again, you say, you're going 1 more. Every step is just 1 more. And that's the nice thing about having a coach, somebody over you. And I think in life, most men need somebody like that. That will tell you, hey, you can go again.
Men, everybody.
1 more. But I say men in general because sometimes we lost our way as men. You understand? And having that one person over you could help you steer your ship even better. Your family life, your personal life. I ain't saying that everybody don't need it.
No.
I am saying
I just find
men.
lost we way from kind of.
No.
Go
You had it. No, we have to steady facts. I know it might be you, might be Alistair.
What's that?
Me to some degree, but I will say it. Men lost the way, and sometimes there's a person that say, no boy, do it like this. Go again. Do it 1 more time. It will help him to steer another generation too. Because he will understand that the support he gets, another generation will need that type of support. We've come out of a society where people fend for yourself. A for apple, B for bat, C for your damn self. Yeah. And that's where we come to. And that's why I'm alluding to that fall away in terms of that continuity of supporting each other and showing, hey, you could get it done. I seen more than you could than you're seeing, and I give it to you. Yeah. 1 more. Yeah. 1 more. 1 more.
Time to come out the people place.
Yeah, 1 more.
You want to go?
I done there.
1 more.
You live
I'm hungry.
1 more.
Now I say that because now I done work out.
We have black cake.
I'm hungry right now. No, the black. Hey, that's black cake.
To make that bad joke now, you got to cut piece on you. You drop in your home. I go take a piece.
Hey,
black cake. Hey, where's that? I get your message.
I say right. Oh, yeah. When you try to talk about whole wheat bread,
don't let nobody fool you. They target these things.
Hey, I am clean, boss.
Hero
To understand each other.
You want to see if I'm happy or
no, that's right. Do I say so? When guys are effort. Who tell you that? Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.